It's got lessons on it, is all.
Yeah.
Totally
She's got
famous.
so many subscribers, she gets money.
You subscribe to me, I'll subscribe.
But she's still working, so then she has even more money.
Yeah, oh, that's totally it.
So everyone subscribes to me.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Amy Douglas.
Good to know.
Everybody go subscribe. I'm gonna go watch videos.
My video, I'll be like and subscribe.
I think they just want that. Are you doing a YouTube channel?
It's just what all of the videos go on when I record them.
Huh? Yeah. If you go watch this video, you can hear us talking.
Yeah, totally. It's true. You can. So what I want you to hear me say a second. So 4.4, what we're starting today, is not on the quiz. Okay, the quiz is over 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. So slope, like finding slope between 2 points, writing equations in slope-intercept and point-slope form, parallel and perpendicular. Those are the things on the quiz. Probably. So, I'm happy to tell you. I know that you don't always love taking notes, and I get it. Yep. So we're gonna do a lot of. I have papers for you. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna talk today about scatter plots. And we're going to practice making them today. Eventually, we're going to talk about something called a line of fit. I don't know if we'll get that far today. So this is lesson 4.4. We're talking about scatter plots and lines of fit. Okay, like I said, I don't know if we will get to lines of fit today, but it's still part of section 4.4. Okay, so a scatter plot is a graph. Usually it's just the first quadrant. And it's the one that has dots all over it. Right? So that's why they call it a scatter plot. It might look something like that. Okay, this is a scatter plot. What I want to do on your notes is I want us to make one really nice graph in your notes. We'll take notes on what it's supposed to look like, what makes a good scatter plot, and then we'll practice it. So I have actual graph paper for you coming. Okay, so let's do this. So let's say we have a table. It's always a table. So we're going to have the age and weight of a child. Okay, age and weight of a child. So you have a 2-year-old, and we'll say that 2-year-old is 27 pounds. And a 4-year-old is 40 pounds. And a 6-year-old is 50. An 8-year-old, 60 pounds. And a 10-year-old is 75 pounds. And we'll hit 12 here. Let's say our 12-year-old is 92 pounds. Okay. So the kind of thing this would look like on your paper might say something like, make a scatter plot of age, weight data. Okay, this is weight. It looks a little bit funny, but that's the word weight. It just kind of ran together. What?
I did this last year.
Good.
With this one.
Good. You probably did. Yeah. So again, I know, like Sergio said, this is probably review, but it's worth saying because it's been a while since you've done these. So when you see this business here, you guys need me to wait and give you a second to copy this down. I've got people still writing. Just a second. Okay. When you see this right here, that's a little weird. Like, why do we have parentheses? What the heck? This is supposed to remind you of a coordinate point. And in a coordinate point, what comes first? Yeah. X comma Y. So what this tells you is that it tells you what is X and it tells you what is Y. So age is your X and weight is your Y. Okay, so when you see something like that, it helps you know what is X and what is Y. Okay, so I'm going to make a scatter plot. First quadrant, which means, because we're only dealing with positive numbers here, usually it's only first quadrant. So let's do this number here. Now, a couple important notes that I want you to know. First of all, a good scatter plot has a label on the x-axis. Okay, that is a must-have if you want all of your points. You don't have those points, you don't have it labeled, you're not going to get all your points. The next thing that's important is numbers on your x-axis. So looking at our numbers in this column, what do you want to count by? Yeah, that one's pretty obvious, right? We're going to count by twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, I'm just going to write this. These are numbers. You got to have them. Okay, that's so my pinks are going to be the things you have to have. A couple of things about those numbers. When you pick what to count by on the X or Y axis, it has to go by the same amount every time. So if you decide to count by twos, you count by twos the whole way. Okay, you can't be like, I'm going to do twos and then I'm going to skip one and be a 1 in there. I'm going to go like 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can't do that. It has to be consistent. The other thing is, remember that 0 is at the corner. So it's always 0 and out, 0 and out, up and to the right.
Can we count like differently on the y-axis?
Yes, you absolutely can. So this needs to be, like I said, I don't know the best way to call it, guys, but pick a number and go by it. We'll just write that. Pick a number and count by that. Yeah. Stay at a constant. Yep. That's a great way to put it. Now, McKinley's question, do you have to go by the same thing on the y-axis? The answer is no. You have to be consistent on the y-axis, but you can go by whatever you want. What do you want to count by on the y-axis? Okay, you could go by, well, this is how you tell. The highest is 92, the lowest is 27. So you go, can I count by tens and not have it be huge? Sure. If I counted by fives, I'd end up with a pretty big graph. So let's count by tens. I like that. Do you have to start numbering at 0? No. You can put the little, I never make these well. Mine always look like teeth, but there you go. Let's start at 20. Okay, but remember, you got to go, 0 is at the origin, and so you got to go up. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so I have numbers here as well. And I have to have a label there.
Do you need to go to 100 though? Or no?
The only reason I think I would go to 100 is because you are above 90, right? So I think I would go to 100.
Asking good questions.
You guys are asking great questions. So the thing that takes the longest on a scatter plot is just setting it up. Shoot, I know there was something I was going to tell you about this, but I don't remember what it was. So, oh well. Now, what happens is that each of these is a coordinate point. So 2 on the age goes with 27 on weight. And so you just put a dot where 2, 27 would meet each other up. So 227. So you've got age, weight. So age is the first one. So 4, age of 4, 40. You put a dot. Age of 6 is 50. Oh, I do remember what I was going to tell you. I'll tell you when we're done. Okay. Age of 8, 60. Age of 10, 75. Age of 12, 92. Okay. So each age matches up with a weight, and that's where you plot that coordinate point. Okay. That's a scatter plot.
I don't have any.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I was going to tell you about this. Do you see that we counted by tens on the y-axis, but I didn't number them all by tens? Do you see that I only numbered in the 20s? That's okay, because it just it just means that I'm still counting by tens, but I'm not numbering all of them because it would be too smushy in my graph. It's just what it comes down to. Okay? Do you have questions about making a scatter plot?
Is this the thing where it goes like a line and then there's like 2 dots on the opposite side?
I don't know.
They have something different. Like last year we did something like this, but there was always like another dot in it. Like, so that's what I thought.
That was it was scatter plots, but that was
If there's a dot that's misplaced, it's called an outlier. Is that what you're thinking of? Yep. So yes, that does go with this though. You can have something called an outlier. So you guys don't have to write this down, but let's say, don't write this down because I don't really want it on your notes. But let's say we had a 5-year-old in here who weighed 100 pounds. Okay? I mean, you can look at that and be like, that's a fat 5-year-old. But if I put him on the graph, he would be up here. That's what Sergio's talking about. Like it's a dot that's very obviously out of the pattern of the graph. We got a problem. We also call that an outlier because it's very unusual, right? You don't have very many 5-year-olds that weigh 100 pounds. Okay? If you did, we'd have a major problem. Okay. So, what I have for you I have three graphs where you have table and grid, and I would like you to I'm going to give you 10 minutes to make 3 graphs. Okay? 10 minutes to make 3 graphs, correctly labeled and numbered. Okay? Correctly labeled and numbered.
oh my gosh. That's now. I think that's the Because I don't even
touch it, and you were like,
food. Yeah. We're gonna drive around.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is not your social time. This is not your social time. You are making scatter plots. I just didn't have enough paper.
Sit down, man.
Face. It's really so good. No, it's really not. But I didn't have it.
It's just some allergy.
If you need help figuring out what to count by, that's a great question to ask. Oh, heck yeah, nice. I do that a lot, so I think that's a great idea. Yes?
Yeah.
I think I would go by ones. That's a good choice.
That's why I was.
Yep, so you did one and you but if you look, that's quite a jump. That's more of a jump than usual. So that's okay because maybe 2 to 3 puppies really grow. That's okay. Keep going. That's it. Oh,
We're doing it this way now.
it's so easy. I will say, so how high is the radius? 12. So you
Guys, here's a question that I just heard that I want to tell you. You do not connect the dots. Okay, that's a great question. We don't connect the dots.
Wait, what should I go for my Y?
What do you think?
And then each line be half or just
That's up to you. I think there's only 20 in here, so I don't think you can go back. You'll run out of room.
But if you were doing it on your own, that wasn't okay. But I see if you wanted to.
I just skipped. I like cookie this one. Oh, no, I need if you don't back.
I probably would, like, ran out of room, right? Doing like every other space here.
No.
I would count probably by ones, but I would go like one. If you started doing one space, and then jump to two.
I was scared.
What?
Did the same thing
Yeah. So like, I feel like 2 spaces
Oh, you want to go small?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, kind
So the lowest is, wait, were you like, if you wanted to.
Yes, sir.
Am I able to like start at 170 over here?
Oh, yes. Yep, absolutely. Great question. Oh, shoot. I screwed up my numbers and I'm writing in pen. No, it is no bueno, Cam, indeed. I don't write in pen very often for that reason.
Okay. So, Miss Douglas.
Yeah.
I don't know what to count by
Which one you doing?
the third one.
The third one. You know, you don't have to start. Let's see. This one's got to go from 170 to 240.
Like,
You can start at 170. You can count the times. You can have the vote. Yep.
like this. So like you see how like counted by ones by
One
you still count
second. Yes.
I think like if you notice, there's just last night. Yeah. Voila.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very good.
Miss Douglas.
Yeah.
Just give me one.
Yeah, you can start. Yes.
I don't like my vote when I skip. I like all my they're still there. So now you're gonna ground. Now you're gonna ground. And then she would like take something. I freak out.
Abby, how you doing over there?
I'm doing great.
Mhm.
How about you over there?
I'm good. You're talking a lot.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you?
How I felt about swear when I first met her.
Oh, do your math for me, please. She is really scary.
Yeah.
Very intimidating.
I was forced to talk to her. Yeah. I don't want to talk to her the rest of the year. No, I do. Sure. Sure.
Abby, pencil to paper, please.
Did you cancel my
No, it just say that it didn't go.
It went through, but like I tried to end it and it didn't.
I'll make sure. I'll make sure my computer that it's ended. Now you can do this. You don't have to. So you could. I mean, like 0 is here, which is true, but you could start numbering at 170. That's okay, or 160, whichever way it is. But you know what I mean. You can start not at 0 numbering.
Ms. Gardner? Yeah. There's supposed to be two 200s. Do I just leave it to 200 at Chelsea or does anyone make coverage?
So there's two, you'll just have two bags at 200.
Is this homework?
Just have just 200?
We're gonna be done with that in a couple minutes.
So you'll have two different bags. Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll just use it. Whoa, you can see like the ring coming up. Bro.
so you're gonna have to pick them up to go by the same time. So like, what you could do is you could actually use those.
I think I did this wrong. I should have done it the other way. Because it's so.
No, that's all right.
It is.
Just look at this pattern. What's happening to the ticket sales? They're going down. Yeah.
Oh, it's only.
I know you're already done. I saw that.
It doesn't look bad. You gotta be back for it. Come back. Sit up. Great to go as well.
Yes.
I hope this can
She's having
Don't touch it. Guys, stop laughing at me. Raylan?
Hey.
Tell the truth now, Abby. Once you're done.
What's the question?
Okay, you're back. Well, I like to know.
No, those are mine, Raylan. You better help for me.
You would just skip a bit. Start one like this. You have enough.
I just go by
That would be way too big. So 500s, that'd be way too small. You don't have to start at 0. You don't have to. 0 does not have to be the first number.
No, I'm saying.
Guys, it's only 2 questions. Yeah, it's only 2 questions.
Oh, then if you get one question wrong.
Yeah, no.
I know I got the first one.
I got the first 2.
But also,
It's just you have to read it. Confusing. And then like you have to draw the lines. That's all I remember from last semester.
What?
It's just wait. Is it like
Remember
does it
the
have
scattered
patterns and
ones?
stuff?
It
It
may
is.
not need to be like.
Well, I have one house and one tree.
folks, I'm gonna give you one more minute to get as far as you can, and then we need to talk about it.
No, the second one.
Make sure you leave with your why. Oh heavens.
Is that a good idea? Just over this. Like,
No, I like it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for number 1. Minus those X's, those are my mistakes I made. Couple things. I saw a lot of you doing this, so I know that you're thinking along the same lines. Like down here, you can do 2 boxes that represent everyone. That's totally fine. Okay? Something like this. Check for did you put labels here on the X and the Y? Okay, that's points on your test that are easy test and quiz points to get. Okay, you want to make sure that you do that. Okay, the next one. New movie ticket sales. Somebody said, I think I did it wrong. It's going down. Okay, look at the table though. What happens? It goes down. So you your graph to show the pattern that you have in your table. Let's talk real world a second. Why does that make sense that it goes down, Nora? Yeah, exactly. Movies get less popular the longer they're out, and so they make less money. So that should make sense. Like, it starts out with a lot, and then it trickles down. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay. Now, the last one is the one I want to spend the most amount of time on. Okay. This is what I did. Now, I know that your graph might not look like mine. Okay, but I want you to see a couple things. This is important. Okay, so I had several people say, well, I don't know what to do here. You do not have to start counting at 0. Okay, so I started at 170 on my X. And I counted by, like I did, honestly, by 5s, but I only numbered every 10s. So I did 2 boxes for 10. So that stretches my graph out for the whole thing. Okay, and then I did the same thing here, except I started at 160 instead of 170. Now, here's the goal. When you're making a scatter plot, you want to try to use the most of your graph. Because I did this one real quick. This is the same thing. But every box is worth 20 here. And this is harder to read. For what we're doing next, we want that graph to be spread out. It's not wrong. Okay, it's not wrong. It's just harder to read. So you want to try, like when you're thinking about how do I number, you want to try to use as much of your graph as you can. Don't like spend hours trying to figure out what to count by, but if it's going to be all crunched up, you don't want to do that. You want it to be spread out.
That's what we did last year.
That's what you did last year? Oh, you started at 0?
No, like the dots.
Sergio, we did this
Where they
last
weren't a
year.
straight line.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so think of scattered, like scattered is all over the place. They're not
All over the
going
place.
in a straight line.
Yeah. What I'm saying.
Scatter plot's just the same plot. It just looks different.
Okay. Anyway, so go back to your paper notes. Hold on to this guy. You're going to use him again in a minute. Now you know. It's a scatter plot. Okay. So there is something, when we talk about scatter plots, there's something called correlation. Okay? Correlation is a very mathy term. And what it means is a description or measurement guys, should not be talking. Okay. Correlation is a description. I put measurement in parentheses because when you get further, Ms. Barnhart, I don't know if this is algebra 2. Do you talk about the number for correlation? Okay. So if you get into pre-calculus or you take AP statistics, we talk about the number. It's actually a measurement that's out there, but for us, we're just going to describe it. Okay, so it is a description of how close our dots are to a straight line. Okay, so there's 2 parts to it. So it's always going to be 2 words. This word here is going to describe the direction. Well, we'll say it describes the slope. Okay, so in other words, it's either going to be positive or negative. I'm going to give you an example. So this will make sense in a second. I'll give you an example. And this is going to be, this is like English class, you guys. This is the adjective. So it's going to be strong or it's going to be weak. Okay, so strong or weak. It modifies a noun. You're welcome. This probably sounds a little confusing. This is the easy concept. So if you're like, ooh, this is easy. Okay, promise it's easy. So I'm gonna move it down just a little bit so you can see my graph up here. So see this graph of our age and weight of children. First of all, is that positive or is it negative? It's positive, right? Let me finish this up and then we'll be done. This is positive. Now, are they really close to a straight line or are they only kind of close? They're pretty close to a straight line, so we would call this guy's correlation strong positive. Okay? He's a strong positive correlation. Okay? So it's not hard. Go ahead. Put your calculators away. Don't lose those papers. We're using them again on Monday. Be sure to like and subscribe.